this one?
10%. Oi, go with mummy. Mummy. 3 times 30%.
That's it. How about this one? This is working backwards from a percentage to a fraction.
Would it just be 2 over 10?
So that would be if it was 20%.
2.3 over 10?
So true. Usually the way we would write it would be 23 over 100.
Yeah. Oi, nix.
And percent means out of 100. It comes from 100 cents and a dollar.
Yeah. Oi.
So
Sorry.
this one as a fraction?
1.19 out of 100.
Well done. How about this one?
3 over 10. Yeah.
Not over 10?
Yeah. 100.
Yeah, 3 over 100. And if I go back, okay, so how about this one?
32%. 42 over 100.
And this is a 2-mark question, so there's a second thing.
So would that be 4.2 over 10?
So it's not a good idea to mix decimals and fractions.
Yeah.
The way you do it is you would half the top and half the bottom.
Right, so 4 over 10.
Half of...
oh no, half. Yeah, I'll get it now. 21 over 50.
Well done. And that's something that'll work for a lot of them. Let me come back to that. How about this one?
Simplest form, that would be... Simplest form, would that be 30 over 50 or... No, that would be 15 over 50. Or 30 over 100 for the first bit.
Right.
And then 15 over 50 for the simplest form.
Can you make it even simpler?
15.
So is there some number that you can divide both of them by?
I don't know. Would it be 3 over 10?
Yeah, 3 over 10. You can, for the first one, you can divide them both by 10. Or the second bit, you can divide them both by 5. And you get 3 over 10. Any questions about that?
Nah.
Okay, so you just find some number that you can divide evenly into both the top and the bottom. How about this one?
35% is fraction. The first bit, would that be 35 over 100?
Yeah.
And then it would go down to... You don't use decimals, do you? So it couldn't be 17 point...
So that'd have a decimal. What number would divide evenly into 35 and 100?
5.
Yeah. And so what's 35 divided by 5?
5. Wait, no, not 5. What was that? 7.
Yeah.
Oh, would that be 7 over 10? No, 7. 7 out of 50.
How many 5s in 100?
20.
Yeah. And so it's 7 over 20. Any questions there?
No.
How about this one?
The first bit would be 45 over 100.
Mm-hmm.
And simplify it even more, it would be, what was it? Could it be 9 over 20 or?
Yeah, 9 over 20. Perfect. Got it. So you get that one all by yourself. Okay. Okay, this time decimals.
0.23, would this be 0.23% or?
To change a decimal into a percentage, you times it by 100.
Okay. That'd be, what was it? 20.23% or?
23%. That's it. How about this one?
85%.
That's it.
So what you gotta do is basically take the 0 and a decimal point away. Like that'd be 37.
So this is going to be 37%. And then we'll see. An idea about this one.
Would that be 7% or?
So this is the same. So basically you times it by 100. So 0.7 times 100. What do you get?
70.
Yeah. And so what is this as a percentage?
70%.
Yeah. How about this one?
80%.
Yeah.
So if it isn't double digit, do you just get the 0 and put it
You just
like,
just times it by 100 each
mm,
time. Okay, working backwards. What is this as a decimal?
0.76.
Yeah. How about this one?
Point six or 0.6.
Well done. How about this one?
Oh, so it's decimal. 0.09.
Well done. Yeah, so you just working backwards, you divide it by 100. So
Mm.
0.09. Okay, how would you do this?
For, would that be 350?
Yeah, how did you get that?
I just put another 5% to make that 50. Then I halved it, so that'd be 400. Then I took away 5%, which would equal 50.
And how did you get 5%?
Pardon?
How did you get 5%?
Oh, I just added it on to the 45, so it'd be like an easy 50. Like a half it.
So 50% is 400. How do you go from 50 to 5?
Oh no. I just took 5 away once I was done. 45%, but
So percent is to do with proportion, and so you can only use multiplying or dividing.
yeah.
And so how do you, using only multiplying or dividing, how do you go from 50 to 5?
Divide it by 10.
Yeah, and so to keep both sides equal, you divide this by 10 as well.
Mm.
So 50% is
So
400.
that'd be 40.
So 5% is 40. Yeah. And so how do you get 45%?
Wait, what is 45% or?
Well, how do you go from having 50% and 5% to 45%?
You multiply it by,
No.
9.
So if you have 50 and 5, how do you get 45?
Oh, um,
There's an easier way than multiplying
divide
it.
it by 1.
An easier way would be to subtract your two answers.
Okay.
And so you could do, well, if that's 50% and that's 5%, 50% minus 5% gives you 45.
Mhm.
And so you could do 400 minus 40. What is that?
360.
That's it. Yeah, so the trick with these ones is there's 4 percentages that are very useful. I'll call them useful percentages. So we used two of them, 50% and 5%. Another two that are useful are 10% and 1%. And you can use those to figure out any percent.
Okay.
That's the one we did. Okay, let's try this one. How would we do this?
I don't know, I'm not that good at that. Would you?
So what you could do is get 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get 3 10%.
Mm.
That would give you 30%.
So would that be £450 each?
So each of those is 450. And then how could we get the 6% using our useful ones?
Wouldn't you half it? No, half.
Yeah. So
So,
that would give you 5%.
so then,
So what is 5%?
5% would be £45.
And so that gives us 35. We want 36.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we need?
1% would be £4.50.
Well done. Okay. So if we add up everything on the left, we get 36%. And so do the same to the right. What will we get here?
8. £199.50. Oh no, 1,395 £1,395.50.
39, 4, 8, 12, 13. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. Okay. Percentage increase.
Nothing's done after this, Mum.
Can you just concentrate on that, please?
Okay. Any idea how we do this one?
So 10% of 420 is £40.
Okay.
£1 is £4.20, so that would be 7 £4.20s.
Well, what would be 5%?
21%, or £21 even.
And the easiest way to get 17.5% at this point would be to get 2.5%. So what is 2.5%?
£10.50.
Yeah. And so to get 17.5%, you do 10% plus 5% plus 2.5%. And so how would I do this?
£73.50.
That's it. And so that's £73.50. And is that the final answer?
No. Because you got to take it away from the 420, so that'd be.
It says plus 17.5%.
Wait, so do I take £73.50 away from the 420, or?
It says plus VAT. So it's 420.
Oh, so do I add it on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot easier. So that'd be £493.50.
Well done. And yeah, so to find 17.5%, 17.5%, you find 10%, plus 5%, plus 2.5%.
Okay.
Any questions there? And you can see it's a very common exam question. Okay, let's try this.
It's 10% of 64 is 1640, and 8% of that would be £3.20.
Okay.
2% of that would be £5 even of that would be £1.60.
And
add all that up, that'd be.
hang on. So remember, so I should have mentioned this before. Remember how we added those three and then we added on the original?
Yeah.
So we can actually just add on the original all in one go.
£75.20 would be all the percents added up.
Okay, so 6, 10, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Yeah, £75.20. And so 64 plus that is £75.20 in total. Any questions there?
No.
And what you'll notice here is if the amount you start with is 100% and you add on 17.5%, then that's why you get 117.5%. And so that's a way to do it in one go. So I think you're going to be fine. But you can see here 17.5%. 17.5%, so it's just a common one. I think you're fine for that. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to do. So I think you're fine for these. I think. Yeah. Okay. How do we do this? So we're trying to solve for the unknown.
Y would be 7.
Yeah. And so if
I
you're.
did this in the test earlier.
Oh, did you? So if you're ever stuck, you can subtract 5 from both sides. So
Yeah.
on the left side you get y equals, and on the right you get 7. And you can always do the reverse to work backwards. Let me see. Hang on. Okay. How about this one?
14 would sit you over its down and not make a difference when I can't. So E is a tiny. Right, so that'd be 0.38 to 0.27. So that'd be 50. First it would be 55, add on 15. That'd be 70. So United is 30% or 0.30.
Yeah. So they have it as decimal, so right, it's a decimal. 0.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Those added up to. So 3, 5. Those two are 6, 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so 0.65 plus 0.15.
Pardon?
So those two add up to 0.65.
Mm-hmm.
And so what would this add up to?
Oh no, 80, sorry. So that'd be 20%.
Yeah.
Or 0.20.
Yeah. And the rest of those are in decimals, so I'll write mine in decimal as well.
Mm.
How about this one?
T minus 4. $11.
Yep. And same thing, you can always do the opposite, so you can plus 4 to both sides.
Mm.
You get left with just t on the left and 11 on the right.
What I usually do is just, like when it's a plus, whatever it is, and it's like t plus 5 equals 12, I usually take away for like the number not for t on the number for it added up to get it.
That's it.
That makes
So I think you'll be fine for these. How about this one?
2y minus 8. 2y equals 8. When it's 2y, doesn't it mean 2 times y?
Yeah.
So that would be 2, 4.
That's it. And so equals 4 equals 8. And same idea, because it's 2 times, you can divide both sides by 2. And so you're left with y equals 4. So this one?
3x equals 12. 3 times x. 4.
So let me see. Oops. Okay, collecting like terms. What will these? What will this be?
Would that be 4c?
Yeah. Okay, how about this?
X plus x. 3x, no, 3x plus 15 or,
3x equals 15.
yeah. X equals 15. That wouldn't be 18x, would it?
So 3 times x is 15. What's the opposite of times 3?
5, 3.
And so you divide both sides by 3.
Okay, so that'd be 5 for the 15 and then 1 for the other side.
Yeah, and so basically 1x equals 5 or x equals 5. Yeah. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. Okay, how about this one?
The sides of the spinner are labelled 1, 2, 3, and 4. The spinner is biased. The pointers of the spinner, which are numbers 2 and 3, is given on the table. Probability that the spinner will land there. Out the value of x. So would could x be 2.5 or no point? Point 25 or?
Yeah, that's it. Got it. Okay, how do we do this?
So that's 100 equals 30. How would you work that out?
So, well, A equals 4 times B times C. What is A?
A is 100.
So 100 equals 4.
Equals 4 times 2 times C. So I know 4 times 2, but that would be 8.
And so 100 equals 8 times C. Or the short way of writing it would be 8C. And so how would you get what C is?
Would you divide it by 100 or?
So you currently have 8C. You want 1C. So what you have to do there?
Multiply it.
It's already multiplied by 8.
Oh. No, it wouldn't be divider.
Yeah. Divide by?
Divide by 1. No, not 1.
What is the opposite of multiply by 8?
Divide by 8.
Yeah. And to keep both sides equal, you divide both sides by 8. And so, what would your answer be as a fraction?
10 over 1. No.
If you divide, so 100 divided by 8, how would you write that as a fraction?
8 over 100.
Other way around.
100 over 8.
Yeah, so 100 divided by 8 is the same as 100 over 8. That's it. Yeah, so it's a tricky one, substituting and rearranging. Yeah, so if you have 8C or 8x, you would divide by 8, because you're always doing the opposite. Any questions there?
No.
And maybe I'll just show you something. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. And so to divide by 8, you just half it 3 times.
Mm.
So half of 100,
50,
half of 50,
25,
and half of 25.
5, no. 5. Oh. Sorry, hold on just a minute. We got people coming.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
Half of 25.
12.5.
That's it. 12. So to divide by 8, you just half it 3 times, because 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, how do we do this?
X over 4 equals 3. 2.
What's the
no.
opposite of divided by 4?
Multiplied by 4.
Yeah, and so you multiply both sides by 4. Basically, x divided by 4 times by 4 leaves you with just x. And what will be on the right side?
X equals 3. No. So it's times by 4, so that'd be 3, 6, 12.
Yeah, and to keep both sides equal, you have to do the same thing to both sides. So to go from x over 4 to just x, you have to times by 4, and to keep both sides equal, you have to times the other side by 4 as well.
Okay.
So how about this one?
Y 3 equals y equals. So would the first bit be what menu? Y equals 3 or x. Oi! Sorry. I'm getting off track here. Y equals. Oi! Stop. Oi! Y over 3 equals 6. So the first bit would be, what is it? Dividing it by, no, multiplying it by 3.
Yeah.
So the first, oi! So the first bit, so would 6 times 3, 8, that'd be 18.
Yeah. And y divided by 3 times by 3 is y. Any questions there?
No, not really. Stop.
Okay, how about this?
4x plus 1 equals 9. So that'd be 4 times something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
4 times. Nuke! 2.
Yes. And so for this one, you'd have to do 2 things. Subtract 1 and then divide by 4.
Mm.
And what is 9 subtract 1?
9 take away 1 is 8.
And 8 divided by 4?
8 divided by 4. 2.
Yeah. And so that's it.
Mm.
Okay, how about this?
Just a sec. 5h plus 7 equals 17. That'd be 5 times 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Oi!
Okay, how about this?
Stop. No. Bad. 4x plus v equals 19.
And so,
4.
okay. And are you just kind of trying stuff in your head, is it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so let's say this one. So you've got y, you've got times by 2 and plus 3. So you have to get rid of times by 2 and you have to get rid of plus 3. So how could you get rid of those two?
So 2 times 2.5.
Yeah, okay. Okay, how about this?
2 plus 7 equals. Ooh.
So yeah, try to follow the steps.
Would it be a minus?
Yeah.
That'd be minus 8.
So you have to get rid of times 2 and plus 7. So you have to go from having 2q plus 7 to just q equals. What would be easier to get rid of first, times 2 or plus 7?
Times 2.
I think usually the adding and subtracting is easier. So how would you get rid of plus 7? What's the opposite of plus 7?
Subtract 7.
Yeah. And do it to both sides so it stays equal. And so what are you left with on the left side if you take away 7?
So if you took away 7 on both sides,
Yeah.
you would have for 1 it would be minus 6.
Okay, so the right side is minus 6 and the left side after you take away 7?
Minus 7.
Well, you had plus 7, you take away 7.
So 0.
Yeah, and so 2q plus 7 minus 7, what is it?
2q.
Yeah, you're left with just 2q. Basically, you just take away the 7. Okay, so we have 2q. How do you get 1q?
Well, how do you... Sorry, say that again. How do you...
So we have 2q equals. We want 1q equals. How do we do that?
Divide it by 1 or divide it by 2.
Yeah. Okay. What do we get?
So that'd be q equals minus 6.
You have to divide both sides by 2.
Minus 3.
Well done. That's it. And so we had in the start 2q plus 7. First we subtract the 7 and then we divide the 2. Any questions there?
Nah.
Okay. So similar idea. How do we do this?
The same as last time, isn't it, with a minus?
Yeah. So what would you do first?
Um, take what's it? Try and take the 8 away somehow, or
Literally minus a from both sides, yeah.
mm,
Okay. So what's left on the left side?
on the left side it would be 2t,
And what is now on the right side?
now minus 5.
Well done. So that's 2t. How do we get t?
Divide it by 2.
Well done.
So that'd be 1, or just t.
Yeah, so that's 1t on the left side. And how about on the right?
2, minus 2.
That would be if it was, that's half a minus 4. Half a minus 5?
I don't know.
Do you know what you could do? You could leave your answer as a fraction. So how could you write that as a fraction?
Minus 5 over t.
Yeah, and that's correct.
Mm.
Any questions there?
No.
Okay.
No.
And yeah, that's fine. Okay. And so, okay, any idea how you do solve an inequality?
X plus 12. Isn't that a greater than, or
So this was less than, pointing to the left. So any idea how you solve this one? And we're aiming towards having x is less than and then some number there.
I don't, would you try and take 12 away from both?
Yeah, take what away from both?
12.
Yeah. So what do you get?
The right bit, it would be 2 left over.
No.
Wait, what are we taking 12 away from? I know.
17?
Yes, wouldn't that be? Oh no, 5. Sorry. And for the next bit, it would be just 5x.
Yeah. What goes in the middle?
Greater than sign.
Yeah, same sign.
Or less than.
Less than, yeah. Okay. So that's 5x is less than 5. We want what x is less than.
Pardon?
What's next?
Do you divide the 5 by 2.5? Or
So you want x. At the moment you have 5x. So the opposite of times by 5?
divide
By?
2.5?
No.
No.
Opposite of times 5?
Divide by 5.
Yeah. And what is 5 divided by 5?
X. Or just 0.
So 1x basically. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. And so 5x divided by 5 is 1x. And that's what we're trying to get.
Okay.
And so what is on the right side?
1.
Correct. That's it. So it's exactly like the equations, except you've just got the inequality sign. You subtract the 12 first, and then you divide the 5 second. So you're always doing the opposite. That's plus 12, so to get rid of it we have to do minus 12. That's times 5, so to get rid of it we have to do divide by 5. And so instead of having 5x plus 12, we have just x. Any questions there?
No.
Okay, and we're always trying to just get x by itself.
Yeah.
Let me just see. I think you're okay for. Okay, let's do one more. Last one for this type.
4x plus 1 over 11. So you take away 1 from both to start off with.
Yeah.
So the right bit would be 10, and then the left bit would be 0, or,
What else?
pardon?
And what else?
0, or this non-existent.
Well, there was something else there. You took away a 1, and so it was 4x plus 1. You take away the 1, so what's left?
4x.
Yep. Okay, so 4x is greater than 10. What's next?
You divide the 4x by 2
No.
on so.
How do you get rid of times 4?
I'll divide 4.
Yeah.
So it would be x on just x on the left side, and on the right it would be 2.
That would be if it was 8 divided by 4. What would be your answer as a fraction?
X over 2.
No.
No, 2.5 over x.
Well, what is 10 divided by 4?
2.
Or how do you write 10 divided by 4 as a fraction?
I don't know, would it be just be like
It's literally just 10 over 4.
okay.
Oh, over means divided by. Just a different way of writing it. 10 divided by 4, 10 over 4. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay, and so what we did was minus the 1 first and divide the 4 the second. And so we're always just doing the opposite of what's in what's next to the x. That's a bit of substitution. Okay, to use that, work at the value of m. Maybe I'll leave that. No. Okay, how about this one?
Um, 15. Wait, no. T equals 10 plus 5. 5.
Okay, yeah, 5. Any idea how we do this?
This triangle is 1, 2, 2. Oh, sorry, that's for buyer. Oh, just a sec, Mom? Yeah, Mom, come. Hey, come in a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So my mum was in.
Oh, I don't know. Everybody's going to bed. I thought, I'll jump in the shower quick so you can. I'll just take time to do it. Just come in. Just for change, is it?
That's just some buyers, so.
Oh, do you think so?
Right, so. Oi.
In. What? Right. Oh.
sorry about that. Let's try and there's 19 centimeters. Centimeters. I can't value of t. So would it be? Would it be 1?
So this is a new topic, so maybe we'll start this the next time. So we've done all of the other one. Yeah, how was that, Dylan?
Oh, that is alright. I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah. So this is kind of the fundamental stuff that you need for everything, like solving an equation. And so the fraction decimal percentage, we just did, and you're pretty good at it. And so, yeah, we'll focus on this one. Anything in particular you want to do next time?
Nah, I'm not fussed.
Okay, so maybe we'll continue the solving equation stuff, and we'll take it to difficult level. Any questions for me in general?
No, I'll ask my mum.
Okay. Yeah, well done, Dylan. You did great, and look forward to talking again next week.
You too.
All right. Have a good week. Goodbye.
Hold on.
No, I don't think so. We just need to check now because we're not here next week. Hiya.